What's up guys, MrBayeasy here, and today we're playing some more Seduce Me 2 demo. Today actually going to be kicking it off with Erik's intro, and there's actually two reasons for that. One is I think Erik's sexual scene is going to be pretty darn ridiculous. He's that guy. He is that guy, so I have a good reason to believe that his is going to be like literally out of the ballpark. And two, I don't know why, but I feel like Damien's introduction is going to be really freaking evil, like super hardcore, but more than all the other ones. Because I mean, every single one that we've seen so far, and for those of you that are new, we've done James, Matthew, as well as Sam, and all of their intros, they've had some sort of dark side or something in like the vision where they're like somehow evil in some way. Actually, except Sam, I think, right? Yeah, Sam was the only one. Sam was the one that was like, something was wrong, you know what I mean? Something was wrong, but Sam wasn't actually evil, I don't think. So Matthew and James have some sort of dark side, apparently. I don't really know how it's all going to turn out, but I feel like Damien, he's like the one that's always in the background, like in the corner. He doesn't talk that much. He's just that guy, you know what I mean? He's nice, but if there's anyone that's going to have a super crazy dark side, I feel like it would be him. So we'll be doing him last. Hopefully it surprises us a little bit, and tackling the, the secret introduction if we should get that. So I'm pretty pumped. But without further ado, let's get it kicked off with Erik's intro. I hope you guys enjoy. A sweet lullaby, one you would hear, this is really creepy music, one you would hear as you were rocked in your mother's arms as a child. I cannot help but adore such melodies with every ounce of my being, smiling whenever one would play for me. It was only fitting that I would enjoy my dreams with the sound of one playing in my head. My slumber was calm and peaceful as a sweet tune echoed in the abyss of my subconscious. I didn't know why, but I relished that tune that night. Strange, really, how a melody could calm any storm running through your heart. My storm was my engagement to Erik. What? My demon soulmate. Whoa. Yes, he was my soulmate, my prince. At the same time, he was indeed a demon. I adored him with every ounce of my being, and I was about to be married to him in the weeks ahead. I couldn't have been more nervous and excited about the whole ordeal. Still, the lullaby that floated in my dreams kept me calm and at peace. I wondered if the same music could soothe an actual child. I don't know, man. I mean, I could see how someone would be calmed by this music, but as like an adult, this music is mad creepy, dude. I'd be like, all right, what clown is gonna come out of freaking nowhere right now? That doesn't help, okay? A child's laughter broke me from my peace, causing me to slowly open my eyes and awaken from my slumber. My eyes focused on the ceiling as I tried to figure out what that sound was. Was it part of my dream? It was effective enough to wake me up. I rose from the bed, looking around the room in confusion. Why had I heard a child's laugh, and how did it wake me up? It was strange, to say the very least. A child's voice? However, before I could contemplate about it further, a slight dip in the bed to my side made me gasp softly in surprise. I looked to my side to see Erik still sound asleep beside me. Okay, good, man. Some freaking ghosty stepping on the bed. I was about to have none of that. He looked so peaceful and happy, like he was absorbed in a joyful dream of his own. I couldn't help but smile at the sight before leaning down and kissing his forehead. He shifted, slightly mumbling my name. What's your name? All right, you know what? I'm gonna make it what I originally had it as, Lisa. We're just gonna make it that, because that's what I'm gonna make my name in the second game. So yes, Lisa, that's what I had in the original series if you didn't get a chance to watch it. I giggled softly. He was just too adorable for words. I truly loved him with all of my heart. I love you. Still, despite wanting to stay in bed a little longer, giggity, with the man of my dreams, the child's laughter ushered me to slowly creep out of bed and leave the room to find where it had come from. That's weird. Turning on the lights in the lobby, I looked around the main part of the mansion to find out where the laughter had come from. No, it sounds demonic. Why? Just go back to bed. Go back to bed. Like, I would not be chasing this. Come here, demon girl. I heard the laughter trail off as if the voice itself was moving. See, that's not a good sign. And guiding me to where it wanted me to go. I maintained pursuit, not wanting to lose track of it. She's got more balls than me. I would go back to bed. Any normal person would have been creeped out. I, however, was brave enough to figure out what was going on by myself. She's got magic on her side, man. Ooh. Speaking of magic, I was led to my grandfather's office. It was his place of work as well as his sanctuary for his magic study. I knew that he studied magic and had come to accept it during my life with Erik and his brothers. Still, it was something I was curious about. The lights were on, but the laughter seemed to have faded away as I entered the room. Was I not in the right place? As I stepped further into the room, I felt a sense of nostalgia. Despite only ever finding the room after my grandfather's passing, something about this place made me feel warm and happy, like I belonged here. Thinking about it, I began to wonder what my grandfather would think if he knew that I was going to marry one of the incubi he had brought into the human world. I knew he had been the one to do it. Damien confessed to me when Erik proposed. It was a bit interesting to think about how he would have reacted. Would he be proud? Would he be disappointed? I could never know. I was broken out of my thoughts, however, as I heard the click of a lock unlatching echo through the room. I turned my head toward the sound, pinning the origin of it on one of the nearby drawers. Why did it unlock on its own? I was a little nervous as to why it had done that. Oh, let's freaking open it. This is like a mystery to be solved here. I was indeed my grandfather's granddaughter. I felt my curiosity take control of my body and guide me to the drawer. Sliding it open, I saw 2 books neatly placed in the drawer, covered with a thin layer of dust. One was obviously my grandfather's magic book, and the other must have been his journal. I lifted both up and examined them, gingerly wiping the dust off of them. I wanted to read a bit more about each of them, but I wasn't sure which one to open first. Dude, alright, first of all, I love that. I love how much more choices you get in this game. We did open the magic book in the very first one. So I kind of want to do that. I want to do it again because I remember we became super powerful. But then there's the grandfather's journal. But then do I really care? I don't mean to sound mean. I want magic. I want this to be craziness. Let's do it. I opened the magic book first, wanting to explore its contents before seeing grandfather's notes. Maybe I'd learn something. As I opened it, I was surprised to see that the first couple of pages were completely blank. What the? I continued to flip through the pages to find only more blank pages. Was this book not really a book but a notebook of some sort? I stared at the pages, unsure of what its purpose was. As I gazed onto the blank sheets, however, they began to very slowly fill up with words and images. What? That's what I'd be saying. What's going on? The images that formed on the pages looked to be painted with brushstrokes, while the wording was in an elegant cursive that I could read clearly. The top of the first page, however, had a word in simple lettering. Spirits. Whoa. Why was the book wanting to show me information on spirits? The laughter that drove me to the room sounded like a child. Was it from a spirit? I read onward, curious as to why the book was showing me this. Spirits were categorized by their origins. Angels and devils could never be spirits, only reborn through a cycle to become angels and devils once again. Human spirits were either brought to heaven, purgatory, or hell, depending on what they had done during the course of their lives. If they were kind and good, they were gifted entry to heaven. If they were evil and cruel, they were sent to hell. I was surprised. Did this make Christianity legitimate? I didn't mention God, so I wasn't entirely sure. Or I didn't mention, I didn't mention God, so it must be true. I wanted to close the book, but my curiosity led me to read on. Demons, on the other hand, were either sent to purgatory or were reincarnated, sounds like a great, comfortable process, into a new demon. Demons could never be human. Damn. However, humans and demons shared one thing in common. They both could also end up not being sent anywhere. Sometimes a spirit could be trapped in either world, forever doomed to wander until something is fulfilled. Ghosts existed too? This was crazy. And yet it made sense. Maybe those TV shows that featured ghost encounters actually had merit. The idea of seeing a ghost was a bit unbelievable. Sure, it was surreal enough meeting demons and a devil, but ghosts seemed to be a bit more realistic in a way. Regardless of who you were in the human world, you knew about ghosts. Not a lot of people knew about demons. The fact that demons could also be spirits boggled my mind as well. Was it really possible to meet a demon spirit? Well, she keeps laughing like that. We're probably going to meet one, man. She's weird. The child's laughter reappeared, softly floating through the air and making me turn toward the door. I quickly followed it, leaving the room and returning to the lobby. Is anyone there? Freaking demon girl? As I turned to the stairs, I could hardly believe my eyes. A floating... Yo, I didn't even pick up on the music. That really scared me. I thought somebody was breathing into my ear. I was literally about to flip. A floating orb barely the size of my head was floating down the stairs and toward the back doors. I gripped the railing and stared, not believing what I was seeing. Was this really happening? What was it even? A ghost? A spirit? Some illusion meant to trick me? I couldn't wrap my head around it. Still, it practically called for me to tail behind it. I continued to follow it. It seemed to want me to, anyway. Was this a game? Oh no, it's leading you outside? Dude, you're about to get crossed off. It led me to the backyard where it simply floated in the air near the gazebo. I stayed by the doorway, unsure of actually stepping out of the house to meet with it. It didn't move, so I could only assume it accepted my hesitation. This is Gramps. 100%, this is straight Gramps. Hello? Never mind. Yo, see you later. I would be so gone, dude. The orb gently spun around itself. I don't even care that it sounds cute. I'd be like, see ya. I'm gone. See ya. Go meet somebody else. The orb gently spun around itself in a circle, almost like a happy child. For some reason, it made me feel really happy seeing it, despite it being a simple floating orb. Damn, you dissing her right off the bat, man. Just calling her a simple orb. It seemed friendly enough, so I stepped out into the backyard and slowly made my way towards it. It gently bobbed up and down, as if it was waiting for me to approach. I stopped a couple feet away from it, not wanting to get too close in case it was a trick. Hi there.
Hi. What's your name?
It's Tom. I would totally lie. My name? Oh, it's Lisa.
Wow. That's a pretty name.
Thank you. Who are you?
Oh, I'm no one. I don't have a name.
Oh, I instantly feel terrible. Well, you're a little orb. We'll call you that. We'll call you Orby. Oh, that's such a great name. We'll call you Orby. You don't have a name?
No, I wasn't able to get one. But that's okay. I'll get one soon.
Why do you say that? You best not try to steal mine. The orb, whatever it was, had to be the spirit of some child. Human? I don't know. I wasn't sure. All I knew was how sweet and innocent it sounded. The child's voice was pulling at my heartstrings in all the right ways. The orb twirled around again and again with a small laugh.
Let's play together.
All right. I mean, what would we play? I almost couldn't believe the words coming out of my mouth. Was I really okay with playing games with a spirit? I mean, it was friendly, yes, but it was a spirit. That's racist. My heart felt fuzzy and warm enough to ignore the doubt niggling at my brain. The orb dipped and spun around my body, making me giggle and try to follow it. As it circled back to where it used to be, I almost bounced in the air happily.
Come on, let's dance.
All right. This better not be some weird dance. I began to dance around the orb as it moved gracefully around my form. In my head, a song began to play as I had fun weaving and swaying with the orb. It felt light and happy, even though a part of my mind was questioning what I was doing. Why was I doing this? Why was I so accepting of this spirit? My body was moving on its own, but I was enjoying every minute of it. This isn't good. We're not in control? The orb followed along, matching every sway with one of its own. Soft laughter echoed from it once in a while after every couple of steps I took. It seemed to enjoy my company, which in turn somehow made me happy.
Princess?
Does he not see this? If he doesn't see this, we're totally, like, completely crazy. What's up? Like, what the heck? The orb gasped and hid behind me as I stopped dancing. I turned quickly to see Erik standing by the doorframe with a confused but tired look on his face. Erik.
What are you doing out here, love?
I don't know, just dancing. I blushed, rubbing my hands together behind my back with embarrassment. I must have looked like a fool dancing in the yard in the middle of the night. I turned my head to look at the orb, but gasped in surprise when I realized that it had disappeared. Oh, what? You're just gonna leave me out to dry, making me look all crazy? What?
What's wrong?
You didn't see the orb. You didn't see Orby there. She was just here, Erik. Come on. I was beyond lost and confused. What was happening? What had just happened? I turned back to Erik to see him walking towards me. I crossed my arms, realizing how cold the night air was, and smiled meekly at Erik. I just wanted to get some fresh air, that's all.
While dancing by yourself?
I was feeling funky, bro. I stared at Erik, not sure of what he meant. If he was watching, he would have seen the spirit dancing with me. Man, why do we want to lie all the time? Like, what the heck? These first of all, the one obvious thing is we're getting married, so there's got to be trust. Second of all, he's a demon. He's gonna understand. He knows about this stuff. You didn't see the orb that was dancing with me?
Huh? Orb?
Orby. You didn't see Orby? She was right here. Erik raised an eyebrow, obviously not understanding what I meant. Did he really not see it? It's true. What? Ew, dude, it's true. There was a spirit here that looked like an orb, and I was dancing with it, not by myself. I knew I wasn't making sense. He didn't seem to believe me. Still, I didn't want to lie to him. He was going to be my husband soon. See? So we had to trust each other. See? Like, what is it? What? But I'm glad they gave you the choice. Thank you for that. If my reason sounded stupid, fine. But at least it was the truth. Erik finally smiled and reached towards me before petting my head.
Did you have fun then?
Absolutely. Orby was a fantastic guest. Wait, he really did believe me? I wasn't entirely sure if he did, but from the look he gave me, he was willing to accept my answer either way. Erik gently reached out and took one of my hands, placing his other hand on my waist. I looked up at him to see his lips curve into a small playful smirk. Oh geez, here we go.
Would you mind if I dance with you then, princess?
Oh my, alright. My face turned red at his question, but I smiled and nodded. I liked dancing with him. I tightened my hand over Eric's straightened up and leaning against his chest, ready to dance. Erik chuckled softly before leading me into a slow but elegant waltz around the backyard. I felt like I needed to thank the spirit later for giving me yet another wonderful memory with Erik. He led me around the backyard as if we were at a real ball. The moon served as a brilliant crystal chandelier and the wind became our music. That actually sounds really nice. Eventually, however, we had to go back inside. The night was cold and it was very late. I didn't want the night to end though. Oh geez, that's a statement right there. Watching Erik as we walked up the stairs to the bedroom, my heart began to flutter even more and a soft heat began to burn in my core. He was not only charming, but he was handsome and definitely knew what buttons to press to make me feel amazing. Oh my god. Alright, it didn't matter that he was an incubus. I really had fallen in love with him and was both romantically and sexually attracted to him. Though, did I really want to pursue my desires right now? We did just stop dancing. What does that mean? What do you mean we did just stop dancing? What? What are you sore from that? Get over it, you baby. We're going at it. Go for it. The burning in my core we knew we were doing this. I told you we were doing this. The burning in my core wasn't just going away. Yeah, right. As Erik and I approached our room, I quickly pulled his arm and turned him around to face me. Oh, don't act so surprised. We're doing this. We're doing the dirty right now. But ew, right now. Before he could finish his sentence, I jumped up and wrapped my arms and legs around him. What? She's going in, dude. She's like a freaking tigress or whatever. Kissing him deeply. Instinctively, he circled his arms around me to support me, but he stared in shock at my eagerness. You mean the savagery? Within seconds, he melted into the kiss and panted against my lips, making me moan in reply at the sound. He tightened his grip around me as he walked backwards toward the bed. When his legs hit the side of the mattress, he sat down and allowed his hands to roam my back. I pulled away from the kiss ever so slowly, enjoying every moment, and then I was still connected to his lips before letting out a small sigh. I was pretty sure I had made myself clear, but I gave him a softly spoken demand. That is, dude, what? I don't want to go to bed yet. Oh geez. Erik stared up at me before licking his lips. They just like taste the sexualness or something, and slowly running his hands under my shirt and up my back. Tingles shot up my spine as his fingers ran over my bare skin. A shuddering moan escaped my lips. This is crazy.
Princess commands.
Oh. Dude, I knew this guy was gonna be crazy. I think it's gonna get even more crazy. I felt Erik gently lift my shirt up, and I lifted my arms for him to fully remove it from my body before he tossed it to the side. The cool air hitting my skin made me shudder as Erik pulled me back in for another heated kiss. Damn his hands for memorizing my body. What? He knew what spots to caress, making me buck my hips against his and tighten my hold on him. Well, then, jeez. When I felt his smirk against my mouth, I softly bit onto his lower lip, telling him silently not to play with me. What do you mean? She, like, no foreplay, just full on, you want to get right into it, huh? Okay. I felt the warm sensation of his enthrallment invade my body, causing me to cuddle closer against his chest and softly grind my hips. She's going in right now, against his in need. Like, in need though, really? His enthrallment was part of our foreplay, adding 10 times more. Yes, we know, it's ridiculous. It is the shit, apparently. I knew that he poured every ounce of his love for me into our lovemaking. Every time we had sex was just another confession of true love between us. It wasn't just to feed hunger and desire. It became one of many ways we showed our love to each other. It was only a benefit that he was an incubus. a natural master of boning. Okay, a natural master of the art, the sex. This is ridiculous, dude. Every touch made me tremble, and every kiss on my skin made me swoon and melt in his arms. He knew how to make me moan. Wow. Oh, wow. How to make me crave him. How to make me shiver with ecstasy. This is craziness. I mean, it's not really that vivid, but it's like, it's painting quite the picture. I mean, geez. I had been surprised to learn I was his first and his only with how talented he was. What? This dude's been reading up. He just knows. Soon it wasn't just my shirt that was removed from my body. Every article of clothing he and I wore ended up scattered throughout the room, unnoticed and uncared for. The only thing we cared about was each other and the pleasure we gave each other on our bed. We made sweet and passionate love, rocking to the rhythms of our hearts and our desire for each other. Every moan I made, he matched it in kind. Every breath I took, Erik found a way to make it heavier and hotter. My God, my nails and fingers dug into his shoulders and back in pure ecstasy as he continued to drive into me over and over with his passion and love. What? Dude, that is some stuff. Pulling me higher and higher towards my limit. I could only tighten my legs around him, pull him to more heated kisses, moan against his lips, and let's remix for a second. Let's backtrack. Where does it say this? Hold on a second. As he continued to drive into me over and over. Are you literally? What? He's just plowing right now. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we're getting graphic here. This is graphic. This is apparently some stuff. We'll just stop there. Or maybe not. I don't know. When we both apexed. Wow, that's a creative word there. It was a blissful and fiery ride towards a peaceful and loving wave washing over both of our bodies. Holy crap. Lost in my pleasure, I could only cuddle into Erik's arms as he wrapped them around me and pulled me against his chest. His feather-like kisses peppered over my forehead, making me smile.
Good night, my princess. I love you.
What? Tell me it's just, I love you too, Erik. I can only close my eyes and relish the warmth Erik gave me as I let my mind escape into dreamland. To my surprise, the child didn't return. I was a bit saddened, but I didn't let my thoughts linger on it any longer. I had a peaceful dream with Erik wrapped around me all through the remainder of the night. I mean, I would imagine the little girl would be gone. She wanted to dance, not watch this. Like, this is kind of this kind of X-rated, if you ask me. As the morning came, however, the other incubi essentially kidnapped their brother. Despite my minor protest, knowing that we had work to do on the wedding, the brothers were relentless.
We're just stealing him for a bit. We'll return him later.
Bros, we have stuff to do. But we have to...
Everything will be alright. You can finish working on your dress while we keep him out of the house.
Alright. Sam looks so... What is that? Does he have a lock on his thing? I mean, yeah, but...
You could survive a day without your love slave. You're marrying him after all. It's not like he'll be gone forever.
Well, as blatant as ever, I see.
Everything will be all right, princess, I promise. As soon as we're done with whatever they want to do, then I'll come straight home.
Man, you know. Don't even act like you don't know. Okay, I love you. Oh, he didn't even say it back. What a guy. I could barely make out him saying, oh, okay, so he did say, I love you too, as he was dragged away by his brothers. As the front door closed, I could hear Erik being thrown over someone's shoulder, probably Sam's. Since I was indeed alone, I had the chance to try and find that spirit again. Why had it run away the first time? I quickly rushed to the backyard, looking around it. It was much brighter, yes, but perhaps the spirit was still there? Despite not being able to find it, I scoured the entire mansion in hopes of meeting the orb again. It almost became a game of hide and seek, only I didn't know if the orb was hiding or it was gone. After a straight hour of looking around, I gave up. The orb was nowhere to be found, and I was certain I wouldn't meet it again. I could only let out a sigh at the thought, but I shook my head to forget about it at last. It had given me a moment with my love. That was more than a moment. Let's be honest, Lisa. Let's be honest with ourselves here. So I was grateful. I went back into my room and flopped onto my bed that had been, recently used. Not really sure what to do. I could have organized what I was going to wear with my dress, but I really didn't want to pull my dress out of the garment bag it was in. Staring at the ceiling, I felt my eyelids slowly getting heavy, and soon I was letting my sudden drowsiness take hold of me. What was happening? Why did I feel like sleeping? It was close to noon, or was it past noon? I somehow couldn't remember anymore. I allowed myself to fall asleep, blaming the search and the wedding stress that lingered in my mind for tiring me out. My body floated in the darkness, met once again by a soft and peaceful lullaby. This nap was perfect, and I definitely deserved it. My body felt comfortable, and my thoughts were lulled into a quiet hum that accompanied the lullaby in the air. The only thing that would have made it better was Erik. As if my dream wanted to please me, an image of Erik appeared in my mind. He smiled, his heart-pulling smirk at me, and I felt myself become warm and fuzzy just from his gaze. As he floated over to me, I became entranced in his eyes. My voice wouldn't come out, despite wanting to say his name, but I wrapped my arms around his neck and pulled him close to me. He leaned into my embrace, ghosting his lips over mine teasingly. Was Dream Erik trying to seduce me in my own dreams? I pressed forward, wanting to kiss him. We both didn't make a sound, but let our kiss relay our love for each other between our lips. My heart pounded in my chest as he wrapped his arms around my waist and pulled me even closer to him. It was strange. He felt so real in my arms. I combed my fingers through his hair, feeling the pink copper strands on top of his head. Yet this was a dream. I knew it was a dream. His arms gently ran along my back and waist, not daring to go below it. But making wonderful shivers run up my spine with each stroke. I really liked this dream and tightened my hold on Erik, letting him know that I enjoyed his touch. Erik eventually pulled away from the kiss and smiled down at me, running a hand over my hair and caressing my cheek. I stared up at him lovingly, feeling a soft swell in my lips from the kiss we had shared. What I didn't expect was him slowly leaning down and planting a soft kiss over my chest, just over where my heart was. I stared, unsure of why he did such a thing. As my heart began to feel warm and lighter, I let a silent sigh out of my throat, feeling the pleasure of his sensation. Erik slowly backed away and disappeared, but I continued to feel the warmth over my heart sweetly emanate through my veins like a slow adrenaline rush. That doesn't sound... This is going to get hotter and hotter. This doesn't sound good. What was happening to me? Tingles ran across every nerve in my body, making me shiver in delight. Whatever this was, I liked it. Soon, the warmth lulled me into a peaceful hum and I curled into myself, wrapping my arms around my body and from the comfort it brought. I felt at peace while my body felt like it was embracing the warmth enveloping it. It was strange, but I accepted the restful feeling. What? Demon Lord, what are you doing here? What? Oh! Are you did we just get crossed off? From the dark, I heard something crazy. From the darkness, dark laughter invaded the air, breaking the lullaby and making a sudden cold feeling wash over my skin. Before I could react, however, a large and deep pain invaded my chest, almost like a sword stabbing all the way through my body. No, dude. I could not see anything of the sort as I looked down at my chest, but my hands tightened over where the pain had erupted from. What was happening? I coughed, feeling blood splash out of my mouth and drip down my lips. I gasped for air, disgusted at the coppery taste in my mouth. But I was unable to break out of the illusion. I needed to wake up. Oh, again! Stop! Stop stabbing me! Jeez! The stabbing pain ripped through my sides, as if the invisible blade in my chest unsheathed itself from my torso. And I felt a second stab through my stomach. Oh! More blood gushing from my mouth. Someone help me! I should have done it the other way, the really unenthusiastic way. Someone help me. I felt my body slowly start to shut down. Was I dying in my own dream? Why couldn't I wake up? Cold waves ran through my nerves, numbing my body as if I was indeed slowly dying. As blood dripped from my chin, I felt lightheaded in the darkness. But an almost violent shake broke me from my dream, forcing me to physically open my eyes.
Princess!
Oh! Always, like... Cool, like something, I don't know, he's like holding an imaginary gun. I gasped for air, no longer able to taste blood or feel pain. I was back in my room, staring at Erik's concerned face as he held my shoulders. I shuddered from the experience, unable to forget the feeling of being stabbed in my own dream. Erik, however, had saved me.
Love, what happened? You were thrashing around and...
I was kind of getting just like literally prison shanked, like you... I'm glad you woke me up. I didn't let him finish. I grabbed Erik's body and slammed myself into his chest, happy to no longer be trapped in the dream and thankful that he woke me from it. Erik wrapped his arms around me and gently rubbed my back, soothing me as I began to cry into his shoulder.
Did you have a nightmare?
You're darn tootin'. It was terrible. I was being attacked by something in the darkness. I couldn't do anything about it.
Shh. It's okay now. You're safe. I'm right here.
He always has to make it sound sexual, doesn't he? I can only nod as Erik rocked me back and forth, comforting me. It may have just been a dream, but I was still mortified by it. It seemed almost too real to be just a dream. I didn't want to think about it anymore. I didn't want to remember the dream, especially how horrible it was. I was supposed to be getting mentally ready for my wedding, not having nightmares about dying. Erik kissed over my head and face, trying to soothe my sadness. He wiped away my tears and continued to hold me close until I was calm and relaxed. I tried to reassure myself that it was a dream. It was just a stupid dream. Just a nightmare. Erik gently pulled away, not releasing me from his arms, and looking down at me with a soft frown.
I'm sorry that I left. I should have been here, making sure that you had good dreams.
What? That is so, like, that's crazy, dude. That's straight dedication. He's like, I will sit here and watch you sleep and make sure you're okay. Like, it's kind of creepy, but that's craziness. I shook my head. Erik needed to spend time with his brothers. It was important enough to him that he let himself be dragged away by them. No, it's alright. I'll be fine.
Are you sure, Princess?
I had to shake this off. I didn't know what was going on, but now Erik was here and could be with me in case anything else happened. Like, that's the second dream. I mean, I know they're separate, like, realities, kind of, because they're different incubi, but that's the second dream where we were getting straight stabbed like that. I think in Sam's introduction, we were getting, like, literally dominated like that. So, it's pretty crazy. After I had finally calmed down, Erik told me about what the boys had done. They took Erik to a cafe deep in downtown Chicago, just wanting to have two brothers talk with him. I was happy he got to spend some time with them, but Erik had practically rushed home to return to me. The dream did not appear again that night. Erik used his powers to enter my dreams. What? And kept me safe from anything that tried to hurt me, and thankfully nothing did. However, there was a strange feeling in my gut that didn't sit right with me. For some reason, Erik's comfort didn't make me feel okay. It was as if I didn't want him to be in my dreams. My heart knew this was a problem, but I was unsure of how to respond to this new feeling. Slowly, as the days passed by and our wedding approached, the feeling became more aggressive. What? Soon, I was becoming irritated more easily. I became angry at the smallest things, the steps he took, the things he'd wear, the looks he gave me or what I assumed he gave me. No, Erik, I don't want to do anything right now. Damn. Oh, there is some tension right now. This is some drama right now, dude.
I didn't say any.
What? You're looking at me with those sex eyes again. Your damn sex eyes, Erik. Stop.
Sex eyes? I swear, I wasn't doing anything of the sort.
Oh, man, we all know you were. You're doing it now. The sex eye. Look at them. The sex eyes. I couldn't control the words that were flying out of my mouth. Something was wrong, but I continued to speak cruelly towards Erik. My heart was so apparently in this reality, we're the problem. My heart was at odds with my mind, and I didn't know why I was doing it. But I continued my barrage.
Love, what is going on?
Man, I feel bad for him, to be honest. What's going on? You are what's...
I'm sorry.
Oh shit, what's happening? What? I felt Erik's enthrallment take over my body, forcing me to go weak in the knees and mule in surprise. My mind stopped thinking about attacking Erik, and my heart felt entirely relieved that the urge was gone. Erik gently wrapped his arms around me, being sure to keep his arms around my shoulders, and rocked with me, trying to calm me down.
Love, are you having doubts?
Oh shit. No, I'm not. I don't know what I...
You swear you're not having doubts about us?
I promise. So unenthusiastic. I was able to speak the truth under his spell. It was strange. It was like I was under a curse when I wasn't under his enthrallment, somehow despising every little thing Erik did. Yet I knew it wasn't true. I loved him. I loved everything about him. But my mind wouldn't agree. Maybe it was that dream must have screwed some stuff up with our brain piece. I gripped Erik's shirt, wanting to stay close and show my true feelings for him.
Listen to me, okay? I love you so much. If you have any doubts on us getting married, then please just tell me. I don't know what's going on in your beautiful head.
I don't know, my beautiful dome piece is doing some weird stuff. I love you too, I really, really do. I don't know what's happening to me. It made no sense. Why did I despise Erik, yet love him? My mind, heart, and body were at odds with each other, and I wasn't sure what to do. This went on all the way until our wedding day. Dude. What? Dude, somehow Erik managed to deal with me the entire time. enthralling me when things became rough to keep me calm. Dude, the other incubi tried to decipher what was going on with me, but none of them could figure it out. I was going to marry Erik, and then I was going to figure out what was wrong with me. I knew I still loved him with every inch of my heart, mind, body, and soul, so feeling disdain like this was not natural for me. I had asked Erik to place me under enthrallment for our wedding in case I lashed out again. He reluctantly agreed and stayed with me the morning of our wedding day. I was supposed to dress alone and be by myself, but I needed Erik to keep me in check. I felt ridiculously warm and fuzzy as I stood in the bathroom, having come out of a hot shower with Erik. Oh, alright. Doing a little bit more than enthralling, I see. We didn't do anything together. Yeah, alright. But he remained close, enough to keep me enthralled and remain energized enough to maintain the enthrallment. Erik gently ran my brush through the strands of my hair, being as sweet and caring as he always was towards me. Because of the enthrallment, I felt each stroke... What? Wait, each stroke and derived so much pleasure from his brushing, it was hard not to moan. She's moaning because he's brushing her hair? That must be a good brush. That must be a really good brush.
Well, love, today's the big day.
Indeed. Yeah, I'm so happy.
I truly hope so. I'm the happiest man alive to be able to soon call you my wife.
I want to be your wife. I want you to be my husband. I felt like crying. Why did I have to be enthralled to say such things? I really loved him, but somehow I couldn't bring myself to say it without him casting his spell over me. Erik looked at me through the bathroom mirror and gently smiled, believing me and placing a small kiss on my cheek.
By the way,
whoa!
Are you using a new soap?
Dude, she looks so cool in this game. This is the first time we've seen her, animated, because she doesn't pop up on the left anymore. I looked at Erik, unsure of what he meant. I had used the same soap I always used, so my scent shouldn't have been different. That's such a weird sound. Erik tilted his head and gently inhaled again before smiling a little wider.
You smell different. I kind of like it.
Delicious. I blushed not because of his enthrallment, but because I didn't know I had a different smell. Was something that off about me? It couldn't have been that drastic, right? Erik finished brushing my hair and smiled, kissing my head.
All right. Time for you to get into your dress. I'm afraid that I can't join in dressing you as much as I want to. Can't see the bride in her gown before the wedding. I also have to get to the ceremony venue to get my tuxedo. However, my enthrallment should stay on you until you arrive.
You best be hoping. I tried to fight back, but Erik held up his finger.
No. I promise that everything will be okay. As soon as I see you, I'll enthrall you again, and we can go through the ceremony as planned. Okay?
As much as I wanted to fight it, I was thankful that Erik was willing to go through all of this to make sure that I wouldn't throw a fit, despite me not wanting to in the first place. I agreed and earned a small kiss from him, which I relished.
All right. I love you. I'll see you soon.
I nodded, smiling back at him before he slipped on his regular clothes and left the mansion. I felt the enthrallment on me ebb and flow through my body, so I needed to hurry and get ready before it wore off. I got dressed in the wedding dress of my dreams and smiled as I prepared my hair and jewelry. I really did look like the perfect bride, ready for her big day. Why I was acting out against it, I would never know, but I was going to fix this after saying I do. As I stared at myself, I could see a small glow about my body. Was it Erik's spell? I giggled, wrapping my arms around myself and enjoying the feel his spell had on me.
I knew it! I knew it! That girl has demon magic.
We literally did nothing, and these dudes are like, I knew it! I have no idea what we just did to make these guys suspicioso. What the?
Then quit talking and let's take her!
Are we even dressed? These guys are always showing up at the worst times. We just came out of the bathroom. We're like about to get dressed, so I'm assuming it's just all hanging out or something like that.
The Demon Lord will be so pleased.
I'm sure. All right, guys. So here's the deal. I've actually come to realize that there's other, things that happen actually after this happens. So we're going to actually do that in Damien's. I do apologize for cutting this a bit short and not doing it in this particular one, but I think it would be a little bit more fitting because I don't really know how Damien's is going to turn out. If it's, this one was pretty actually exciting. I was actually really into this one. So I'm not sure whether the next one's going to be like really heart pounding or whatever, like I'm expecting to be. If it's not, it's all good, but I'm going to leave that part because that's supposed to be interesting. I've at least heard it's supposed to be interesting. So I'm going to leave that part for Damien's introduction, and we'll pick it up from there. There's a few choices that I can make, and I'm going to try to go through all of them and make sure I cover everything. And then the next video after that will be the secret introduction if we should attain that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Definitely make sure you let me know in the comments what you're thinking about all these intros. This one in particular, did you like it? Which one's your favorite so far? We've gone through pretty much every single one almost. Damien is the last one. So I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure you rate the video what you think it deserved. And if you did enjoy, consider sharing the video as well. If you want to become a Sage in training, make sure you subscribe today. And as always, this has been MrBayeasy, your favorite Sage, and I'll see you in the next video.